Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're playing with the Sunlit Seduction palette from Pat McGrath. I think Pat McGrath might have tricked me, you guys. I feel like I got duped. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is KARENHARRIS. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I post quite often, so highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post. And if you could do me one extra favor and watch this video all the way to the end, it really helps me out. So thank you guys in advance for that. And without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, so I feel like the collective beauty community did kind of band together and they're like, Karen, we're not buying this palette. And I was kind of leaning towards not buying it, but I just couldn't help myself. I had to find out. I was thinking like maybe the PR photos were just not doing this palette justice. Let me take a chance and see. And so I bought it, and it was kind of wild because the palette kept restocking like before it actually launched. So I think a lot of YouTubers were able to pick this palette up on the launch day, or they received it on launch day, whereas I, like a peasant, waited until launch to actually buy it. And some people had even found like 30% off discount codes. I tried, I didn't get a discount. The palette was in stock like the day before it launched. I don't know what's going on at Pat McGrath, but I know some of you guys are all up in those Reddit forums. You guys know all of the tea, so if you have any insider information, definitely feel free to send me a DM because I have no idea what's going on. I love makeup, but I don't typically get into the weeds of things, and so I just don't know what's going on. I don't know how people find these tips and tricks to get these great discounts on things, but if you know, help your girl out because this palette is $128, and I mean, I would have loved to save 30% on the palette. So we have two products that she launched. We have the Mothership 11 Sunlit Seduction, which is $128. And it says that Sunlit Seduction tempts you to venture into new realms of makeup artistry with its solar-infused spectrum of seductive shades and versatile finishes, from the gentle allure of floral mattes and blush tone pinks to the captivating essence of burgundy orchids. This palette caters to looks that range from casually chic to sensually subversive. Experience the gleam of metallics and sparkling astrals enriched with shimmering pearls for radiant and dimensional color. The sumptuously smooth formula ensures easy application, transforming your eye artistry into tactile indulgence. The palette features standout shades like Molten Chrism, Ruby and Sparkling Platinum, Mauve Plum for eye looks that are simply haute of this world. Embrace the sunlit hues and let your artistry radiate. So it says that this palette consists of creamy blendable textures, multi-dimensional astrals, brilliant jewel tone metallics. You can use this wet or dry, 19.5 grams or 0.68 ounces. I did buy the new Pat McGrath eyeshadow primer as well. So this is the IntensifEYE Longwear Primer, 5 ml or 0.16 fluid ounces. So what I thought I could do is just compare this with my favorite eyeshadow primer of the moment, which is the Sigma eyeshadow primer. So this is what the Pat McGrath primer looks like. This tube actually feels pretty good. I don't know if she's done an eyeshadow primer before. I feel like she's done like a face primer, but I don't believe Pat McGrath has done an eyeshadow primer. So I bet you guys are probably just as curious as I am. So I'm just gonna like dab that on with this brush, just kind of blend that into the skin. I do love when brands make it easy to apply their eyeshadow primer. This is a Sigma eyeshadow primer. This is my current favorite, and I always have this linked in the description box. So we've got Sigma eyeshadow primer on this eye, and I put the Pat McGrath eyeshadow primer on this eyeball. So yeah, we'll be able to see if it makes a difference with how the shadows blend and stuff. I'm gonna obviously do the exact same thing on both sides. And then I have pretty much a full face of Pat McGrath on. Everything other than the foundation I have on today and the powder are Pat McGrath. So I'm wearing like Pat McGrath bronzer, blush, highlighter, all of the things. I even have a Pat McGrath lip product picked out. So we're going to be all set for that, but let's go ahead and get into playing with the palette. Okay, so I'm feeling very Barbie today, so we're going to go ahead and play with this shadow and this shadow for sure. I wish I had a dark pink color so that I could deepen up my eye look, but we'll see how it goes. This is really applying a very smooth on the side with the Pat McGrath eyeshadow primer. So that is very, very exciting. And I'm just using a Sigma brush to blend the beautiful mauve tone into my crease. Okay, now let's go ahead and blend on the Sigma side, the side that I'm used to with the eyeshadow primer, and see if I can feel a difference in the way the shadows are blending. Okay, so far it seems like they're blending about the same. I'm just gonna put some on the lid as well, just to have some pigment on the lid when I put on the metallic shadow. But yeah, overall both sides blended out really well. And I really wish I had a dark purple in this palette for the outer corner, but I don't. So I'm just going to use the dark brown shade. I'm just going to stick to that same Sigma brush, and I'm just going to blend that darker shade onto the outer corner. I feel like if I was getting married again, I would use a Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette to do my wedding makeup, because I would probably do something in this color story. I don't know if she's making these palettes for wedding makeup artists. I mean, I can't imagine, because I can't imagine a pro makeup artist that wants to spend $100 and something on an eyeshadow palette. Like, imagine the way you're like carrying your kid around if you like break one of these palettes. I feel like that would be really quite painful. I don't know if she offers like a pro discount, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, both sides blended great as far as the mattes go. So now we're gonna throw the beautiful metallic pink shade on my lids. Okay, so I picked up a nice thick layer, and I'm gonna give it a nice spray, and I'm gonna apply the eyeshadow on the side that I used the Sigma eyeshadow primer first, and we're just gonna pop that on all over the lid. This is like the prettiest pinky goldeny shade, very sparkly. I think it would probably work out to use an eyeshadow primer, like a glitter primer, something a little bit stickier to help with the sparkle, but I just give the brush a good spray, and that typically helps it cling to my lid, so I don't usually have a problem with fallout. But this Milani setting spray smells amazing. They should really bottle this up, sell it as a fragrance. It has like a really nice fresh scent to it. All about that life. But I'm just tucking this all over the lid, and it looks beautiful. But I will say, if I start comparing these eyeshadows to my indie eyeshadows, it's not even that special. Honestly, it doesn't feel that special at all. I feel like when I first got into Pat McGrath, I wasn't as into, like, there were some indie brands, but we didn't have like the multi-chrome shadows we do now. And I think that's the problem, because back in the day when I first bought my first Sublime palette, the first 3 palettes came out together, and those just felt so nice and unique, especially for like a luxury brand. Sorry, there's something on my face that's like itching and I don't want to itch my face. I'm just using a brush, but yeah, there was nothing really to compare Pat McGrath's eyeshadow palettes to, but now, like, I feel like the indie market is so fierce. This type of eyeshadow look just doesn't stand out. Like, it's beautiful, it looks very romantic, and you know, it looks and feels very luxurious, but it definitely doesn't give me that punch that I like when it comes to my eyeshadow looks. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this off, throw on some mascara, do something with this hair, put on some earrings, and I'll be right back to do some comparisons and give you guys my first impression thoughts. Okay friends, so here is the finished look. What do you guys think? I had to throw on my very like Met Gala-esque earrings because why not? I was feeling like a bougie lady, so I threw these on. They're from Zara. I don't think they're available anymore, but I thought they would really go well with this look. So anyway, the makeup look is done. Let me tell you really quick what else is on my face today. So I threw on my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I decided to wear my Gucci foundation because I don't have the Pat McGrath foundation anymore. So I figured I'd use a bougie foundation like my Gucci foundation. Ooh, that rhymed. Did you see what I did there? And then my lip liner is from Unearthly. It's Bad Blood. And I paired it with this lip product from Pat McGrath. It's been a hot second since I bought a Pat McGrath lip product because I have so many. But this is the shade Flesh 4 from the Lip Fetish Sheer Color Balm line. So this is one of her lip balms. And then I have on the bronzer from Pat McGrath. This is the shade Bronze Divinity. And then for blush, I used her blush balm. This is really fun to use. I really wish I could use this more. This is Sunlit Seduction. Super duper beautiful. It blended flawlessly onto my skin. And then my highlighter today is Venetian Nude. It's a really pretty like rose gold nudie shade. So that is the makeup on my face today that I used. I wanted to do an almost full face of Pat McGrath because I do adore her products and I have a lot of them sprinkled throughout my makeup collection. So I thought, why not? Now, before I give you guys my thoughts on the eyeshadow primer and the palette, I thought we would do some comparisons. So I grabbed all of my rosy themed palettes from Pat McGrath. This is Divine Rose. This is Mothership number 7 and it looks like this. So let me show you guys a side by side of this one with the new Sunlit Seduction palette. So on this hand I have the new palette and then this hand is the existing number 7 Mothership. So on this hand I have Mothership 10 and honestly they hardly look that different, which is why I'm feeling a little bit duped. I thought maybe in person the palettes would be slightly different. So once I compared them side by side, I really felt like they really aren't that different. I feel like the look I have on today, I could easily recreate with the shadows in my existing Mothership palettes. So I feel like the internet was right. I feel like the collective community of people that were like, nope, we're done. I feel like you did the smart move by not spending the money. I decided that I wanted to see for myself, and I mean, I feel a little bit foolish because I should have known better, but I also couldn't help myself. So my Mothership collection continues to be intact, even though probably a month or two from now you guys will buy this palette for, you know, a fraction of the price and I'll be sitting here licking my wounds. But alas, that is the nature of the beauty community. Sometimes you spend money and it's not really the smartest move. Sometimes the smartest move is to wait, but I think this is a beautiful eye look. I regret buying the palette because I feel like there isn't really anything that revolutionary in the color story. There is a really pretty, almost like a red Marlowe kind of wine shade that looks kind of unique, but other than that, I'm like, she didn't even give us like a purple matte. This color is beautiful. It's like a deep purple, but it's not like anything we don't have. I will say, based off of my first impression, I do like the eyeshadow primer. I don't think it's bad. I can't remember how much I paid for this, but I feel like it's probably not something you need because Sigma makes a perfectly good eyeshadow primer. I like the Glamlite eyeshadow primer, Juvia's Place, P. Louise. There's so many really good eyeshadow primers out there. It's not like you need this one from Pat McGrath, but at least it's not a total dud for me right now. So I will continue to test the eyeshadow primer out and try out the palette some more as well. But overall, I'm pretty disappointed that we didn't get anything new as far as color story with Mothership 11. Have I learned my lesson as far as Pat McGrath goes? I want to say I have, but I continue to remain optimistic that at some point we will get a beautiful green and blue Mothership palette. That's all I really want. I feel like sometimes we get another Mothership around the holidays, so I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful we'll see something colorful because I feel like I'm ready for that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you not surprised? I feel like a lot of you are going to say you're not surprised. Are you feeling like I got what I deserved? Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. You know I love chatting to you in the comments. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Watch it a few times so I can at least make some AdSense money to pay for this palette because it was freaking expensive. But yeah, thank you guys for your support and I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye!